we were late to the party with this Sinners movie. We were late. But on Saturday, we finally got around to watching the movie. And this is crazy to me because this is the first time in a very long time, I'd say actually since before COVID, that I've literally shot off from a movie and haven't watched no post about it.
Facts.
Haven't watched no. Matter of fact, Stephen, I didn't even watch a trailer, you know.
Same.
I didn't even watch a trailer, so
Same.
this was one of them ones.
But you can't anymore because nowadays trailers, it's the whole blooming movie, man.
Facts.
And people, it's almost become a trend because people will comment that now as well. They'll be like, oh, thanks for that now. Now, save myself watching the film. The whole film and everything. Basically, you know how they should do it? You know how they need to navigate around that? All trailers should be teaser trailers.
Yeah, that would work.
That's what
that would work. So anyway, we got round to watching it, yeah?
Yeah.
And
where you want to start? Marks out of 10 or you want to break it down?
I don't know the best ways where we can start. First of all, let me
marks out of 10, blood, and then we'll break it down.
Marks out of 10.
Yeah, I think.
All right, let's go straight in. So before I give it the marks out of 10, let me focus on the actual cinematography and the acting.
Yes.
So we'll start with the acting. Great. The acting, I struggled to find a weak link.
Very well casted.
Like it felt like, you know, like them timepieces where you can tell it's a man acting as back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
This felt real. This felt like the 1930s. This felt like black and white days.
Facts.
The way how the director, how they put this together, it felt real. Michael B. Jordan, he definitely has a God-gifted talent where he was able to act as two different people.
Facts.
And Stack and Smoke, yeah, you could actually see the differences in those characters. Now, this breakdown is coming from a Black British perspective, yeah? I know it's an FBA movie. A lot of man don't like that term, but that it is what it is. Now, for me, Stephen, the cinematography was the best thing about the movie. There were certain shots here that I was looking at when I was like, yo, that was a nice shot. You know, like when the fireflies were going up.
And it turned to the stars.
That was a beautiful shot. You know, I live for creativity like that.
Right.
I love creativity like that. So let's get into the movie now. I'm going to give it 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to give it 7.5 out of 10. I feel like at certain points, I didn't know what was going on. So from the start, I feel like the build-up was very, very drawn out. I think I would have liked to have seen a lot more.
The first quarter.
I'll say the second quarter, I would have liked to have seen more of the vampire stuff because that was really what it was about, wasn't it?
It did feel a bit rushed.
It felt like that. It felt like they focused on the first and the second act more so than.
But then at times it felt like you'd missed some backstory.
Definitely. There was little, because I've watched a lot of reviews now, spoiler reviews.
Yeah, I watched none.
I've watched a lot of spoiler reviews where there was things that we missed. Like, I don't know if you missed it, but I missed that the twins were just coming back from World War One.
Yeah, they were. I cracked that. I think you missed that bit because they were like, where's the trunk? Oh, it's in the car. And I was like, yeah, the trunk's full of straps and that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The trunk's full of artillery, which it was.
And then even like the little references to Al Capone and that, I thought it was clever.
I give it a 7 out of 10 still.
7.
Cinematography was on point. The only thing, the messages within the film, I give a 15 out of 10. The messages.
We'll get into them.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I've laid it out.
That was cold though.
Yeah.
For me, you know why I can't get a full 10? The audio, man. I don't know if it was the cinema. The audio is crazy, man.
It's loud.
At times. And you know, and I was saying to you, I don't think you noticed. You know, some people walked out.
I remember you telling me, yeah. It was very loud at parts.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, I ain't got too many complaints.
So, all right, let's get into this thing because Stephen, I've got the glasses on, and this ain't by accident. I've got these glasses on because I'm showing man that I had the glasses on when I watched the film, and that's the new thing. See what I'm saying? What's that movie called again? They Live. So these glasses now, when you watch that film, that's what that film's about. Now, let's really get into it because for me, Stephen, I feel like the bread left Easter eggs for the community. Would you agree with that? And I'm going to start with letting outsiders in. I'm gonna go straight. I could be wrong. This is how I perceived it. One outsider got let in, and it ruined the thing.
Mhm.
That's just something that I personally take away from that movie. If that girl don't go into the club, if they don't let her into the club, the vampires don't get into there. I feel like that was messaging to say, rude boy, anytime we've got anything, stop bringing people in, because that's when others come in and ruin it, essentially. And what happened? Stephen, talk to me, man. We're just warming in. We're
Yeah.
just warming in.
Gatekeeping, man. I feel there was a lot of hidden messages saying that the culture, because that's what it would be about, needs to be gatekept. Because the example Mark's referencing is they let the girl in, and it's saying like you let one in, whether it's with good intentions or bad, it can go wrong in it. Because she was let in within good intentions because they knew her, grew up with her, etc. But she was used in it. Went outside, got turned, come back in. She was playing like a pawn, man, and that just caused havoc.
Because
from
they
there.
trusted her.
Yeah. Oh yeah, come on in. Boom. Because for those spoilers, there's gonna be loads of spoilers in this. Because for those who don't know, you have to invite these vampires in. They can't just come in. It's a bit like I was saying to you, it's a bit like how they portray them in Buffy. It's the same kind of vibe. Like you have to invite them in.
No, I didn't even know that until we watched that.
Yeah. No, but it's not common knowledge though, Mark, because that's the thing with me with media and artistry. You know, vampires, werewolves, all that kind of stuff, like the supernatural. Depending on writers and directors and producers, etc., it's all portrayed differently. So, like, not everything's always the same. So, like, sometimes garlic might not work. Sometimes it's not silver. It's nearly always sunlight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It depends on the medium that you're watching. So in this one, it was sunlight, silver, and garlic, and you had to invite them in.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. You know, one thing that I feel like was solid messaging in this thing.
Gotcha.
I feel like they were basically saying, I feel like Ryan Coogler was trying to get the message across that in them days, the black man couldn't have nothing.
Facts.
He was always up against it because the twins were buying that place. And if you think about it, Stephen, that Grand Wizard brother was looking to come there in the morning and kill everybody. So he was going to make them pay.
No, not looking too much. That's what he did. Remember, he took the bread and turned up. It's just that smoke no more.
Yeah, facts.
No pun intended.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's only because the first two vampires that I didn't even get his name. You know, the vampire geezer.
Remix or Reemtis or something like that.
Some
REM something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The first two that he turned, you know, when he turns up and then the Indians turn up after.
Yeah.
They were, I can't remember the exact relation.
Pause. Easter egg with that. You know why he put that in? The Indians.
Go on.
Because at that point in history, they were already on the way out. So it was one group saying, rude boy, these men have already took us out. That's what that message was in there for officially. The Indians, they were coming to the door to say, if you let that brother run around,
it's over for you.
He'll take out, like how they tried to take, like how they've almost taken us out. That's why you see the Indians come. It was my man, there's a lot of, your mind has to be very complex still to really catch all of it because that's what that was there for. Carry on, Steven.
And yeah, so they've let him in, but there was a shot. So when he approached them, and they're like, yo, what are you doing? He's like, oh, the Indians after me, I got gold in that area. And he kind of like does this inside, and the camera's like his eyes. There's the robes in the corner, blood. The KKK robes. Because I can't remember exactly, but they were some relation to the Grand Wizard. Because when they're at the door, they were like, oh, yeah, you think my uncle would really sell a thing to you? He's like, yeah, he's a grand dragon and that. He's a grand, whatever the fuck. Wizard or dragon.
Grand Wizard.
Whatever, blood. Yeah. Grand Wizard, man. Of the KKK. It's like, oh, they were going to come in the morning and kill you. So that was showing, like you just said, that even to this day, you've got no real ownership. Because it's true now to a point. Obviously, it might not be as extreme as it once was, but you can't really own a lot nowadays, man, without certain people having to insert themselves or you having to jump through certain hoops. And to make it hard for you, that's not always necessarily turning up in the morning with the Backstreet Boys trying to fill you full of lead, but they're trying to take you down in other ways.
And I think they were also trying to show that there's certain things, Stephen, I want to get into this part of it now, yeah, which a lot of people, they're not going to understand this, Stephen, but what's the sister's name that Smoke was his wife, the one that he had a baby with? That actor, people, the one who was in Ghostbusters and that. Sorry, I'm
Nah,
terrible.
she weren't in Ghostbusters, bro.
She's not in Ghostbusters.
Nah, she looks like her, but it's not her.
Oh, it's not her.
The one who is in Ghostbusters is on SNL.
Okay.
Them fear of her, but it's not her.
Okay. Well, she's a great actor anyway. But if you look at the messaging, when she's in that little shop, she's
Annie portrayed. Oh my! I'm gonna butcher her name because she's got a nice African name.
Yeah.
Wunmi Masaka.
Annie Wunmi Masaka.
No. Her name is Annie in the film.
Yeah.
Her real name is Wunmi Masoka.
Wunmi Masoka. Okay. Shout her out, man. Great.
Sorry, yeah. She's a hoodoo practitioner.
Great actor, yeah. Great actor. Now, if you go back to that scene, Stephen, when the little girls are in her place, and she kind of conjures up a little thing and says, "Bring that to your mom." What they're referencing is African spirituality. Yeah, which is also known in today's world as black magic / voodoo. Now, back in them days, Stephen, when those guys brought religion to the continent, their religion, when they forced their religion up on the continent,
Facts.
the Africans were already practicing things in it.
Yes.
What happened is they changed what those things actually meant. So that was something that was practiced in Africa.
Yeah.
So they changed what those things actually meant and made them into
seem like a negative.
Exactly. It was actually, upon my studying before coming to this show today, there was a time, Stephen, where African spiritual people and Christian and the preacher man would live hand in hand, like would both survive same time. But what they did is they decided to make it almost evil.
They made it taboo
to practice the African spirituality. So that's why he put that in there, because that was something that was used when mans would tap into ancestors and all that. But in today's world, them things are seen as negative.
Voodoo, black magic,
Obia, all them things. They're seen as negative. But what that film's actually showing, man, is them things were going on as early as late as then. But now, if you ask the average man today, like, yo, about them things, it's a negative thing. And let's keep it real, like, even we grew up believing it was a negative thing. You know what I mean? Now, have I practiced it? Never, but it's something that if you go back to them days, like I'll argue with my people them in yard, you know, like my Christian people them in yard, and they'll always be like, yeah, but no, A, B, or C, and arguing, and I'm like, no, the fact is we had something else when them man got there. We had something else. What's that? And why is that all of a sudden the worst thing? But their thing's the best thing. And when we look at facts, we can't break things down. Those things were put in there for that reason, which brings me to my next point, Stephen, before I bring you back in. A man will watch Scream, Conjuring, Haunted House,
because you know more. I'll go
Freddy Krueger. A man will watch every horror movie known to man.
Mark,
Slashers.
There was one.
Freaking Paranormal Activity. They'll watch everything. But when it becomes a black thing, it's demonic. Now, I know this because I've watched bare horrors.
Yeah, you're into horror.
I've watched them.
I mean, not so much because they don't move me. But
there's nothing.
Mark, there was even one. Sorry to cut your
Go to.
There was even. No, you can carry on. I just want to say this bit. Even just before around Christmas time, and I only really clocked onto it because Stephen Baldwin was talking about it. You know, when he was talking to Vlad.
Yes, yeah.
That interview, because he was obviously he's talking about Hollywood and everything because he's a part of it and it, so we know. And he was saying, he was like, all right, look at what they do. He's like, what is it now? It's like it's Christmas time. Instead of a nice Christmas movie, they released Nosferatu. That's vampire again.
See,
I didn't hear no one saying that was demonic though.
It won't.
This is what I'm trying to. People are saying, oh, it's making a mockery. It's demonic. I saw it and I sent it to you and I said, all right, we'll talk about it when we come on air. And I was like, what do you expect from a horror? And the film's literally called Sinners. It's not called Saints.
Facts.
And to be honest, in horror standards, it's not even that dark.
It weren't dark. Not like how people were going on.
And when we say dark, we don't mean like, oh, it wasn't scary. Like, it wasn't that dark. Like, it wasn't that horrific.
At all.
You know what I mean? But honestly, like I said, that's why I reference. But it'd be like if you go and watch Buffy and all of that, just with more blood. No, actually, not even Buffy, Blade, because Blade has blood in it. It's like them levels.
See it.
It was like them levels.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. I mean, as far as
it wasn't the dark, over the top gore or anything like that.
The dark undertone. I get what people are saying about a dark undertone,
but it's a horror.
It's a horror though. The Conjuring's got a dark undertone. Do you see what I
Facts.
mean? So I don't get why this is being held to, like, the reason why black cinema is not where it's supposed to be is for that reason. We don't tap into other genres like that. So if you think about Get Out, yeah, that was a great piece of storytelling from a horror standpoint. You can make a lot of movies, you know, especially coming from those times, Stephen.
Mhm.
I'm surprised more people ain't did it. In those times, that was literally a horror. If you think about it, them days were literally a horror.
Facts.
A man never knew in them days, especially in the States, a man never knew if he was gonna make it home, you know. Because remember this, you know, in them days, a man could dead for even looking at a white woman too long.
Well, Mark, remember they said it in the film, you know, when they picked up I'm terrible with all everyone's names, you know. You know when they picked up my man, the harmonica player, and he's a drunk and that,
Yeah.
and he was explaining what happened to his, I think it was his brother in it. He's like, oh, he hopped on the train and that, and remember they pulled him off the train, blood? I said that, he said that they pulled him off the train, made up a story that he'd robbed and killed robbed and raped a white woman and stuff. And they lynched him right there, blood, from a tree. In the station.
Yeah, man. It's them things used to go on. So I remember if you were just another black man who was on the if you were just another black man, Stephen, who was on the friggin' train and you seen that was also done to keep you in line. Like, family, this can be you as well, you know.
Facts.
That's why them things were done. To make man know, yo, this brother's swinging, you can be swinging tomorrow. So I think horror suits that time period. But the facts are, yeah, when you watch the movie, the number one message I take away from that movie, Stephen, is stop inviting everyone to the party.
Mark, there was that.
Straight.
Mark,
Straight.
don't skip over the others, man. Remember,
Yeah, man.
there was that. There was also, be careful when you step out as well.
Write that down.
Because remember, what was his name? Corn and what his name?
Cornbread.
Corn and
Cornbread.
Hey, cornbread. Remember cornbread step out? Time step out, go pissing him dead.
Yeah. The bit out piece of his neck. And then he come back. Oh, you're not gonna let me in.
And then there was even the one, take it a step further as well with the Asian, the Chinese girl. She's like, come in, man, come in. And then you remember she mashed up everything, lad.
That was I'm glad that was done on purpose too.
No. You have to be mindful of those that you try and protect.
Yeah, that's a hidden message. I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Because when I was watching the breakdown today, the brother was saying that he done that on purpose to say that the Chinese weren't your friend.
No.
Because you know when she's like, she had lost her man and she didn't care about the rest of them.
Facts.
That's why she's like, come on then. She was ready to go out, but they were protecting her. I'd have made her go out.
That's what we said that.
Yeah, I'd have made her go out still.
And then she invited them all in.
Yeah, they said dead.
You tried to save her. You're trying to save her from herself, basically. And then she invited in trouble.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, because remember back in the days, they were like, sometimes they still say it now. They say that they were the white men of the East, innit?
China. Yeah.
Just them kind of man there.
Yeah, no, I mean, family, the thing I was watching, he played some audio around that time because there was Chinaman about them. Though I didn't know that till then.
They worked on the railways and stuff.
Seeing, because they were like, at the time, they didn't want to mix at all. They'd get money from us, but they didn't used to really want to do business with, man, and that. You see what I mean? So that's what they were showing you in that scene, basically, that them people there were not really truly your friend. So that's why I just take, if there's one overall message, it's stop inviting people to the party, because if my man wanted
that was a prevalent
Sammy's gifts so he could exploit them.
That's what they've always wanted from us.
I don't know why they use the Irish, but I'm still struggling with that one. The vampire, because the Irish, they were bottom barrel as well with us.
Around that time as well, because that was Jim Crow time. Crow times.
Yeah. They come from Dublin, you know.
Shout out them Guinness man there, bro.
They came straight from Dublin for a better life. They used to sing a song. You know that song he was singing?
That was their thing, innit?
That was their thing during the potato famine. That's when them tune there did make. You know them, they could not. We going down the road. You know all them tune there. Because remember, we had the blues. Obviously, Chalk and G, we had the blues in it. They had that music there, and they were sick because them times there, the potato thing, the famine, all of that was going in. Today, that was their thing, but I don't know why he put the Irish brother in there. I still don't understand that, because they were not.
Someone put it in the comments if you know.
They weren't enemy of any black man of that time.
Not at the time.
Yeah, there wasn't. So I'm sure that's something I'd love to ask him, What was the symbolism behind using? Was he trying to say that it weren't about race? Because I don't think you clocked it, you know.
Maybe that was the overarching message.
Yeah.
All we've got is each other, blood. Because if you look how Sammy and Smoke were hog up in the water, blood, when everyone are born up, all we got is us, blood.
Yeah.
But then remember, in the end, only Sammy makes it, blood.
Apparently, there's a credit scene where one of them's still alive. That's what we missed, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I was saying that.
Yeah, that's what we missed. But overall, yeah, Stephen, you know what's refreshing? I'm gonna tell you. First of all, I love the way how he portrayed Money, Annie, the girl who played Annie. I love how he portrayed her because she was right about everything from the start. And I think it was kind of almost like he was saying, yo, you man need to start trusting black women more. Maybe I'm reaching, but that's what I took from it. Because when she was like, yo, you gotta put your brother outside, he ignored her. Then what happened? The brother caused problems. When she said, don't let them man back in here, they're not human, man's ignored her. When she's saying, yo, everyone eat the garlic, man's ignored her. You see what I'm saying? If man's listened to her
From the
rip, there would have been no deaths. So when I watch things like that, Stephen, it makes you kind of understand you can't trust no shadow after dark, you know. Because remember, when the girl went out there and she was like, yeah, you lot are going to need this money. If you notice, what did my man do? He backed out 2 gold coins, essentially showing you that, yo, money's not good money.
But even that was a message as well, blood. Because it was almost like, he's showing that exactly. Because he was like, oh, look at this. He's like, that's the plantation money at the top. It's like, yo, that's the real money at the bottom. Because my man wanted to kick off, remember? Because they were paying in the liquor. It's like, yo, blood, we need a place to go, fam. They're working in the plantation all day. You know they're not getting real bread like that. To the point of desperation and greed. Oh, go see what they got. Stack was like, yeah, go see what they got. We might need their money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what I kind of thought that was like, Stephen? Like, I thought it was a message like to say, get money together. You've took that gold off my man now. Look what it's cost you.
That's why he sent her out for the money. Because he was saying, look at this. At the top is the plantation numbers. Like what they've got for them. At the bottom, that's real money. And then after that, Stack says, yo, go and see what they're saying about their P. They weren't making no money, blood.
Oh.
How are they going to be making money? Everyone works in the plantation. They ain't making bread.
Horrible, man. Them man were doomed in them days, you know. No matter which way you look at it, you were doomed. Because think about it. Racist white brother sold them the building.
Just to kill them.
Because
my man even said, he said he calls it the killing floor, blood.
So he must have done it before?
Yeah, he has, because when the winner's seen it and he's like, yo, he goes, what was on these floors? And he's like, oh, don't worry, it's been cleaned. So they must have murked their people and had to clean off the blood, bro.
Yeah, it was like a scam, innit? Yeah, man, you can't, yo, there's dirty people, yo. The messaging was crazy.
Issue, and it's still true today, but the issue is now, to make it worse, sometimes the people who do that to you look like, you know?
Facts. Absolute facts, Stephen. That's the problem. It's hard now to differentiate because a lot of them KKK man now look like us. And you know when you watch something like that in them days, Stephen, and you see what man were really up against, yeah, in them days, and then you fast forward, 90 years is it? And now you look at the situation now and you say to yourself, yo, what a regression, man. You see what I'm saying? Like in them days, look what them brothers were up against. And even down to the white girl,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep it real. A lot of people ain't going to like this, but this is the express truth. That was Stack's downfall, Stephen. That was everyone's downfall. That's what I'm showing you. 1 week link, you know. 1 week link in the camp. Everything can tear down. Because remember, my man said, get the girl out of here. If they run that girl, when those vampires come, there's no one to send out to them because their man didn't trust them. They use her because she looked like them.
No, but the thing is, it's lost, blood. It's lost. Like, it's not, like we're always saying, blood. If a man can control his libido, you know, he can control anything.
Facts.
Because he did run her, you know. But remember, she got turned and come back in with her swagger up self. And then said, yo, come for a piece of the thing. And then he took her in the back and she was riding after boy.
She all spit in his mouth.
Nah, I seen this, fam. Can I have some? I said, real boy, that's going to have to be CGI, you know, because that now running, you know. You must see blood glamored.
Listen.
When you just done your bacon or body, come spitting a bad man.
And think about it, Stephen. This is another hidden message, you know. This one, I'm going to pick. Not even one man spotted this. This is a world exclusive, you know. Man are too hungry for crutches as well.
Nah, facts.
You know why? Because look, Sammy,
We said that when it was
Sammy,
running.
Inyam the girl's front. What are you doing, fam?
That shouldn't run anyway.
What are you doing, fam?
Bad man and I'm so shit there.
No, but what's he doing though? You meant to be getting to the bread. That's showing you from even back in Jim Crow, man. I'm worried about what the hell, fam.
You're forgetting what made that even worse, however, lad.
Yeah, she didn't bathe for morning.
No. But that was him because she was like, "Oh, let me freshen up." And he goes, "I want to taste you." I said, "Blood, man, I must watch."
Get the fuck out of here, man. Please. Please, get
Yo,
the fuck
my
out of
youth.
here, man.
If me would have popcorn, me would have dashed upon his screen, blood.
Yeah, that was nasty. That is nasty still. I'm not going to lie. That is nasty. But it shows as well, like, look, you got a club.
Man are hungry for crutches, literally, blood.
Stephen, back in the day, 1932, World War I just done. Vampires are running around. KKK. Fam, man still in the club, yeah, in the spare room, getting little crutches. I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you, brothers, man? Like, that's how the whole thing mash up. You see, as them vampires come, you see, if that was our thing, Stephen, and them vampires come, I'd have said, even if I didn't know there was listen, from the come, I'd have said, yo,
Get the fuck out of here,
straight,
man. Please.
Straight,
Please, get the fuck out of here,
listen,
man.
Stephen, they could have had a couple gold bullions like they were from Saudi, you know.
Facts.
I would have still said,
Get the fuck out of
there's
here,
no
man.
talking.
Please.
Because look,
Please, get the fuck out of here, man.
these man mashed up everything, tore down the whole empire, man. Crazy, absolutely crazy. But overall, I feel that in this world of remakes, I feel this was refreshing. The reason why I say that it's a good movie because we're in a world full of remakes, so it was refreshing to see something original.
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna say 7.5 out of 10. People, if you ain't seen it, go and watch it.
Yo, Ryan Coogler, it's your first. I think it's his first like original, isn't it? Film, innit?
Must be, yeah.
I believe so. You did well, man. Original, non-Marvel, non-DC, non-whatever else. No remake, no prequel, no sequel. Yeah, man. Keep doing your thing, man.
Yeah, man.
Keep doing your thing. I reckon, I'm gonna throw my Nostradamus. I reckon will come next, whether it's from him or someone else. I reckon they'll do a slavery period piece. That's just a straight horror.
That would make sense. That's what I was saying earlier.
I know.
I know
you were, but I'm saying something tells me it's gonna come.
Yeah, it's needed. There was one I watched with Kiki Palmer. You ever seen that one?
Mm-mm.
The budget weren't there though, but basically it was slavery in the modern world. So a plantation was still running, but he made it seem as though it was back in the day, but it wasn't. It was in the modern world. So when they escaped the plantation, it was the modern world.
Oh, what was it? I meant to watch that. Give me the name. I'll find a link and watch it. So he just made it look like it, or was there? Because I couldn't really was there a time travel element, or he just made it appear?
It just made it appear like that, similar to do you remember was it called The Woods, the M. Night Shyamalan one, when when all that community are living in those woods, and monsters come out when they would get dressed up as monsters to keep them scared if they go outside of the woods.
I think so.
It reminded me of that still. Reminded me of that.